Today we're going to show you just how the Ingham children have been brainwashed by their parents into believing whatever it is they want them to believe. And we can say all we like that they are brainwashed and people won't believe us, but this shows exactly how that's happened. Isabel is going to be talking a lot about Dubai today, and we're going to break down exactly why it's not exactly her own thoughts. They're in fact coming directly from her parents.
Poppy asked, are there more opportunities for hobbies there, and would you try anything new? I love you. Love you too. Thank you. There's definitely more opportunities, more hobbies. There's so much more to do.
So there's so much more to do, more opportunities. So we're going to have a quick look through these opportunities that happen in Dubai rather than in the UK. So since they've been back to Dubai, which encompasses 14 vlogs. So first up, we had the shopping for the motorbikes, that shopping day. Then it was Jaycee's birthday, so that was the birthday vlog. The next vlog was in fact the birthday, so that's 3 vlogs so far. The next one, we had a shopping day at the furniture place. Then it was resetting our home in Dubai. That's 5 vlogs so far, done fuck all. The next one, it was a shopping type community hub type day, and then the next one was it was grocery shopping, so that is the next one was designer shopping at the mall, if you remember. Then it was back to the mall when they were shopping for Isla's main present, and then it was designer shopping in the mall again, and then it was this was a shopping day, I believe, in some description, and then this was shopping for Isla's crazy birthday present thingy, and then birthday vlog for Isla. So out of 14 vlogs, right, 14 vlogs. They've been to the mall, they've been shopping in the mall, right? In those days, they will also have been swimming, I'm sure at least one time they've been to the beach as well, right? Not one thing out of 14 vlogs shows any additional opportunities or hobbies or things to do that you can't do in the UK, right? Also, it just doesn't show any actual things to do, right? Where else to go? You know, activities, things to do. It's mind-boggling.
I am really bad at finding like for example, right? Isla has ballet. She absolutely loves ballet. Ballet. She's had some great ballet opportunities out here already.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Isabel, but in the UK we also have ballet classes. That's right, they actually do that. So it's not a unique opportunity that's just happened to Isla over there in Dubai. We have it over here. We do.
Esme, she wants to do ice skating. She's starting all that whenever.
Another thing that, of course, we have over here in the UK is ice skating, of course. Yeah, we actually do that as well. So you're listing things that are readily available in the UK as a unique opportunity over there in Dubai, when in actual fact there are actual things in Dubai that we don't have in the UK, but you haven't done them. Like camel riding. I'd love to ride a camel, you know.
And I said this to the girls, I said, I don't have a thing. Like, I don't have a sport, I don't have a hobby that requires going to a club. That's what it is. And maybe I'll find something, potentially. There is literally so much to do here, so it's a big possibility. I'm not that interested in going and doing like a group hobby activity yet, or at least like one that I've like come across. I haven't been persuaded enough to like be like, oh my god, I want to do that. I've also been asked, is your daily routine different living in Dubai over England? It's like in comparison. And that is a definite yes, of course. The lifestyle here is so different to how it is living in England, so my routine also changes with that. Like, for example, when I'm at home, if I'm just having like a day at home, I'm usually just upstairs, or I go on a walk or stuff like that, right? If I'm just having a chill day at home, whereas, and this is in England, right? But if I'm having a chill day at home in Dubai, I usually can go for a swim, or which I love to do. I absolutely adore swimming. Like,
But just to point out as well, again, that we do actually have swimming pools in the UK. It's not unique to Dubai or anywhere else in the world for that matter. We have swimming pools here, you just have to pay for them and go. That's the way they work here.
I love it. I'll go down to the little centre where there's like food places and little hangout areas, and there's a bunch of like big courts, like sport courts and like fields and blah 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 blah, etc., and places to hang out. So
see, she's trying to sell it to us, but failing to actually tell us anything about what is actually there. Blah 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 blah. That doesn't tell me anything. I don't know what that means. Just it almost comes across like she doesn't know what's there. She just knows that there's a bunch of sports stuff which she's not interested in, and it's over there in the field somewhere.
That is definitely a big difference. Again, being able to do more. Also been asked what the location is like. Obviously I'm not gonna tell you my exact location, stalkers.
What? That wasn't what they asked, was it though? Isabel, that wasn't what they asked. That's almost like it's, again, your parents just have pushed this idea onto you that there's stalkers everywhere, because that's why you've had to keep moving around the world, because stalkers are coming in. What the person asked was, what is the location like? All right, not where is the location or where do you live, or they didn't even suggest they wanted to know where you lived. They just said, what is the location like? You twisted and turned it into something that it wasn't.
But I think I love where, I know there's loads of different places you can live. I have friends that live in different estates. I don't actually really know what to call them. Estates feels wrong, but I feel like it's also like kind of the right word to explain it.
Isabel, are you feeling okay? Have you actually been outside at all, outside into the little community at all? Because if I know what they're called more than you know what they're called, then we have a problem, right? They are called clusters. The reason I know they're called clusters is because your mother has said it many, 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 many times on the vlogs, not because I've been stalking you, right? Why don't you know that? That's what I want to know. I don't know what to call them, is what she said. And yet she lives there. She lives there. We just watch 20 minutes of your day, and we know what they're called. You live there and don't.
And I literally love the one I'm in. I'm like close enough to like the city that I'm like close enough to the city though that it's not too far. I'm kind of also in like a deserty area, so it's like really cool. Yesterday we saw a man on a camel, just riding a camel, and it's really weird because obviously people that hear all the time, they probably see that or they've grown up seeing it, but like it's really weird, especially when I've just come back from being in England to now seeing just a man outside where I live on a camel. It's so crazy to me. Got a camera battery exhausted sign, so I'm gonna charge you for 10 minutes and then I'll be back. Next question is it easy to build? Is it easy to make friends and build relationships in Dubai? There is so much socializing that goes on here, whether it's like where you live, like down at the centre, there's always people around, there's always people doing stuff, or whether it's through socials or wherever, right?
See, the way she describes it is, it feels kind of like a holiday park, right? like Butlins, for example. You know, you go down to the centre and you see the same people there all the time. You become friends with those people because you're the only people that go there, and it's like a holiday centre, holiday park. That's the impression I get of it anyway.
Now, I think there's pros and cons to living in Dubai. One example I'm going to give, for the good is that there's so many different types of people here that you can meet, and really great people that you can become friends with. However, not everyone is living in Dubai long term. So you might meet someone and really get along, but they only live here for 6 months, or they're only here for work for however many months, or they just want to live here for a year, or like... There's so many different people, there's so many different reasons that people are living here, or it's whether they're like staying here for now but then they study abroad, or they study, you know, back in England, or they study back in America, or wherever, right? So I'd say it's easy to kind of connect with people and find people, but it's also kind of like hard in the sense that like not everyone's going to be sticking around here forever. Now I do have one friend that lives here and she has no plans to be leaving, so that is great, but I have had friends who have stayed here for a bit and then they've left. I had one friend who was here only for work and now she's gone. I'm confused
a little bit, right? Because what she's saying here, the reasons why it's a con, the cons of living there is that people leave you and they don't stay long term and they leave you. She's had friends who've left her, but she is describing herself, right? So she is part of a bad thing that happens in Dubai, right? That's what she says. She says that it's bad that people go there and stay there short term and then leave, and yet she's doing that all the time. That's her lifestyle in Dubai as well. So I'm not quite sure if she's actually got her brain switched on here or what.
About is it cheap there? Like, I'm guessing they're talking more about, you know, like buying food and stuff like that. I think me and my mum found that like there's certain places you can shop where you get stuff cheaper, but there's just certain food that like I wouldn't expect to be expensive. And a good
Well, I'm not sure if you've realised, Isabel, but you are in the desert and they don't grow certain things. So certain foods need to be imported into the country, right? Including fruit and vegetables and stuff like that, because you can't grow that over there. So that's going to be more expensive. And other food types are also going to be expensive because they don't have them readily available in Dubai, especially if it's like UK type food and American type food. Then they have to import it because in Dubai they don't make certain types of food because it's not an Emirate type food, you know what I mean?
Oh, and on the topic of like food and things like that, there's a lot of people that think that you can get alcohol in Dubai, which is also false. You can get alcohol in Dubai, and I haven't yet because I'm not 21, and I think we spoke to some family friends about this, but I can't really remember the whole thing about it because my parents don't drink anyway, so it's not really a thing that's like, oh, we need alcohol, how do we get it? It's not really like been a thing we've really thought about. Now, obviously, do you see people in the streets drinking beer like on the streets and being drunk and flopping around everywhere? No, because there's like, you know, high standards. That's a good thing.
So according to Isabel, the reason why you don't see people drunk on the streets in Dubai is because they have high standards. Oh yes, those high standards of the Dubai people, isn't it? Nothing at all to do with the fact that it's illegal to drink on the streets in Dubai, is it? No, they have standards, don't you know?
Like, I'm so grateful for that because Ow, that hurt. At home, I go into like, I say at home, it's so confusing. When I'm in England, I'll go to like a city centre and I just see people off the head on whatever they're using. Blah. Whereas here, I have never seen anything like that.
I'm sorry. That's as funny as it was the first time I heard it. So, is drinking alcohol legal in Dubai? What you need to know about UAE drinking laws. Now, this might surprise Isabel, right? Drinking alcohol is legal, in fact, in Dubai on two conditions. Either you drink in an establishment with a valid alcohol license, or you obtain an individual license to consume alcoholic beverages in a private place. Keep in mind that it is prohibited to consume alcoholic drinks in public spaces. So the reason why people in Dubai don't drink on the streets and you don't see this level of, obviously England-based hooliganism of alcoholism, right? You don't see that in Dubai is because it's illegal to do that in Dubai, and I don't know, you probably end up in prison for it, not because they are a better standard of citizen over there. So you can drink in like restaurants and places like that as long as they have an alcohol license. You can also drink from home, but even if you drink from home, you need to obtain an alcohol license. Yeah, you don't need that in the UK, do you? But Isabel here actually thinks the reason why the Dubai is better than the UK is because they are a better class of citizen, because they don't stumble about the streets drunk all day. The thing is, Isabel listens to her parents all the time. It's the only people she does listen to. And this, you can tell, is coming straight off the lips of Chris. You can tell.
I've never ever seen anything like that here on the streets, ever.
Okay, so for the next point she has to make, I really need your help to decipher what she means, because I'm left absolutely stumped.
Overall though, sorry, just to get back to the point of the question, is I think you can find good markets and places to buy cheaper food. I think you can buy cheaper clothes, like that Max's fashion place that I just said. There's probably loads and loads more that I've not even discovered yet. Pay for what you get. No, you get what you... Yeah, you get what you... Sorry, gosh. You get what you pay for, is what it's like here. Like, you could spend like the same amount of money in England, and I feel like the experience or the quality of something wouldn't be as good as if you pay the same amount of price here, or maybe even a little bit more. You would get the good experience that you've paid for. That's the difference. So money feels more like worth spending. Does that make more sense?
Not a clue. Not a clue. Especially as you've literally just told us that some products here in the UK cost less than over there in Dubai. So some of the same products will be more expensive over there in Dubai than it is here. So not really worth paying more for. But what kind of experiences are you talking about? I feel like a few examples here might help the brain, tick over a little bit easier.
Okay, last two-ish questions. A lot of people ask questions like, do you feel safe in Dubai? How does it feel being in Dubai? Like, blah, blah, blah. I honestly feel so safe in Dubai. Like, it's just the best. I've never had any, like bad, weird vibes from anything. I feel totally, completely safe. The crime rates here are so much. I'm not going to say like there's no crime and no one does anything, but is crime rates like so much lower? Like,
that does sound like Chris talking. Let's be honest, that does sound like Chris talking. And I'm just going to leave this one here.
Welcome to Dubai.
If you're in the international drug business, Dubai is a great place to do business from.
The new crime capital of Australia.
Public enemy #1 sorts of criminals can operate with impunity and keep their businesses going.
Why our worst crooks and suspected crims.
They are people with a lot of influence, a lot of money.
Love this glitzy gangster's paradise.
The baddest of the bad.
The baddest of the bad.
people leave their phones on the tables. Like, this is a prime example of how I just leave my phone everywhere. Like, I don't sit like, oh no, like when I'm walking through London or like wherever, any city in England, my phone is in my bag or I'm like holding it in the bag. Like, I don't trust it to not be taken from me anywhere. Here, I just leave it about, and nobody's going to take my phone here. Nobody is.
See, I feel again this is Chris and Sarah talking, and their words coming out of Isabel's mouth. Now, if it's true that they can leave their phones about and not get them nicked and things in Dubai, I feel like it's most likely due to the punishments on offer for thieves in the country, rather than them being better people and it being more crime free. It's just very harsh, the punishments. I think that is. I could be wrong.
Everyone asks, is it really strict here with clothing, how you dress? Do you always have to be modest? That's a lot of people said, do you always have to be modest? Now, a good example of this, right, would be like if I wore like a backless top, for example, right? So obviously it covers me in the front, but it's a backless top. Would I wear that to a mall or like somewhere very important, somewhere religious, somewhere professional? No, absolutely not. Is it okay if you're like going to the beach and you just want to quickly, throw this on, you don't want to be too hot? Totally fine. It's the same with people asking like, oh, you like what is it like you're not allowed to wear bikinis, do you have to wear suits? Girl, you can wear bikinis. It's just certain areas, professional, important areas. Like when I had to get my medical exam done, obviously I couldn't go in with everything out. You have to respect the religion here, and I don't think that's a big ask either. I don't think that's something that people should be like, oh my gosh, like these strict rules. Like, no, you're just respecting the religion. It's common sense. It's really not a big deal.
I'd agree with that. Absolutely, I agree with that. However, I have a question though, and this may be a bit controversial to some. Why is it that when we go over to Dubai, we have to respect their religion, but when they come over to the UK, they don't have to respect ours? That is controversial. Probably gonna hate it on for that, I think.
Yeah, so like you can wear shorts. If you're going out, I wear shorts all the time. But can you go to the mall in a tiny, tiny mini skirt that's flashing your bum every 5 seconds when you move, and a little boob tube that goes to here, and your bajongas are going different directions? No. You don't have to dress modestly all the time, every single, like whenever you go out.
So somebody wrote an excellent comment in the comments under this video and said, "Hi Isabel, I truly mean this with love and respect, so please take it in the spirit of learning and growing." It's interesting to hear you talk about dressing modestly, because I've been surprised with how you and Esme dress. It's perfectly fine for Europe and there's nothing inherently wrong with showing your body, but Emiratis prefer that everyone have shoulders and legs and obviously stomachs covered. I lived in the UAE for 5 years and I don't remember anyone dressing in tank tops and shorts. You're not going to be arrested for it, but just remember, just because you can wear something doesn't mean you should. If you're in an expat area, like where you live, or a tourist beach, you're free to wear what you want, but in Dubai proper, including Dubai Mall, etc., and you're seeing traditional families wearing dish dashers and abayas, you're not being respectful of their culture if you're not covered. I don't even think you even mean any disrespect. It's perhaps a lack of understanding, just something to consider. I know being respectful is important to you, so that's a fair comment. And Isabel, to be fair, took it like a fair comment. She replied, "This is why I mentioned you have to respect certain spaces and dress modestly. Most of my friends who have grown up living there from being a baby have told me it is perfectly fine to wear a tank top to the beach, for example." I wanted to go into more detail about it in another video. Right, so basically it's okay to wear what you want really to the beach. Bikini, swimwear, tank tops, etc. is fine. The beach is fine. Where they live in their little community, that's fine as well, because you're not, the point being modest and respectful to the culture of the local people. That's the important part. So this is actual information. Now, it's not illegal to do these things in Dubai, but it is respectful to remember how to dress. What to wear in Dubai malls. Luxury malls and Dubai go hand in hand. You can only find such larger than life malls in Dubai with everything imaginable. Malls in Dubai are often called blah de blah de blah. Don't know why I'm reading this bit out. Anyway, the do's and the don'ts, alright? So go for wearing simple and casual outfits while going to Dubai Mall is the best and safest thing to do. Most of the malls have signs and boards outside the malls instructing the tourists about the modest dress code. Men can wear t-shirts, pants, trousers, whereas women can wear tops, knee-length shorts, pants, wide-legged jeans. So those are the things that you can wear, but you should avoid at all costs. Avoid clothes that don't fully cover the shoulders and knees. So those are the things that you should be wearing or not wearing, and including also tight-fitting clothing. So even if it covers you all up, if it's tight-fitted on you, and that goes for men as well, then you shouldn't be wearing it either. Just be modest in your clothing choices. Got to cover your shoulders, got to cover your knees, so you can't be wearing shorts unless they're knee-length shorts, and things like that. Right, those are the rules. Well, they're not even rules, they are just to respect the culture.
So overall, do I think living in the UK or living in Dubai is better? Living in Dubai is a million, bazillion, gazillion times better than living in England. Safer, cooler, more things to do, great people, respectful people, beautiful people. Like, it's a great place to live, in my opinion. It's one of the great places that you can choose to live.
Well, you've certainly sold it to me, Isabel. It's one of the great places to live in the world. You forgot to mention the LGBTQ rights in the UAE and Dubai. So the United Arab Emirates criminalises same-sex sexual activity between men and between women. The gender expression of trans people is also criminalised. Sentences include a maximum penalty of death. So the Criminal Code of Dubai 1970, Article 177, sodomy. Criminalises sodomy with a penalty of 10 years imprisonment. That's quite a big penalty for being gay. But, Dubai knows best. And more importantly, the Inghams know best. God forbid one of their kids turns out to be gay, right? What are you going to do about that then, isn't it? It's going to be a tricky situation, I think, Chris, anyway. Could be you, actually. Surprised you've entered there. Anyway, Federal Penal Code 1987. Article 359, any male disguised in a female apparel who enters a place reserved for women is punishable with imprisonment for up to 1 year and a fine of up to 10,000 dirhams. This provision captures trans and gender diverse people. So it's unfortunate if you were to be a trans, you or any other diverse person, you would fall foul of the Dubai laws. Sharia law. Under Sharia law, same-sex sexual activity is punishable by death. Right? That's more rare, obviously, but it is a thing. So I'd be very, very careful if I were you. Right? So, but the thing is that advocating for staying in a country where these are the laws, it just feels a little bit like, also ones that I haven't put here is laws surrounding if a woman was to be beaten up or raped, right? Yeah, this is my favourite one. If a woman was to be raped, then they can get imprisoned for it if they've had sex outside marriage. It's great, isn't it? Great being a woman over there in Dubai. Good luck with that, Sarah, isn't it? Anyway, yes, but also Isabel isn't the only one who's hit back at the haters recently about the move to Dubai. So Esme put up a TikTok. Yes, the 15-year-old has been allowed to run loose on TikTok at the moment. She says, No revenge on my haters because I live in a city they could only dream of visiting. Oh yeah, we all love Dubai and we're all so jealous of all the laws out there in Dubai, you know. Not very good for being a woman out there in Dubai, I've heard. Anyway, so, you know, but a lot of hate in the comments in actual fact. Any dream of being in Dubai is a nightmare. God forbid anyone or someone holds a different opinion about Dubai, or God forbid anyone holds a different opinion than the Inghams. So yes, those are the rules and regulations, and Isabel and Esme's opinions about living in Dubai. Apparently it's the best place in the world. Don't want to be anywhere else apparently until they move away, obviously, or until their money runs out, which little do they know it's going to happen sooner rather than later. But there you go. My point here on this video is that the opinions of the kids, and Isabel's not a child now, but her opinions have been formulated from listening to her parents. And that is a fact. I'm certain of it. Those opinions are not coming out of their mouths because they don't know these things. They haven't researched them. They're not even given proper facts. Isabel is spouting something about something and not actually telling us anything about anything. She's just talking without really saying anything. Right, so yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, have an amazing day, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.